Crime rates are skyrocketing, and many Americans find themselves on high alert, questioning where they can truly feel secure. Welcome to Top 10 Safest States to Live in the U.S. in 2025, where we delve into the heart of state safety statistics and uncover hidden safe places in America. In times like these, it's not just about finding the best cities to live in, it's about choosing family-friendly states that boast a strong quality of life, low crime rates by state, and impressive state safety comparisons. If you've been thinking of moving to a safe state or simply want to stay ahead of the ever-evolving 2025 state rankings, this video will pique your curiosity and keep you guessing which regions of the United States top the list. With so many factors at play, like U.S. living conditions, safest city in America metrics, and the overall U.S. safety rankings, there's no shortage of surprises. Think you know the safest states to live? Prepare for a few twists that might challenge your assumptions about which great places to live in the U.S. can guarantee peace of mind. Stick around, enjoy a bit of fun along the way, and by the end, you'll have insider knowledge on the safest U.S. states 2025. Ready to discover whether your home is among the top 10 safest states? Stay tuned to find out. Number 10. Minnesota. Coming in hot at the number 10 spot on our countdown of the top 10 safest states to live in the U.S. in 2025, we have the land of 10,000 lakes, Minnesota. Often overshadowed by its chillier winters, and no, that's not an exaggeration, this state holds steady with impressively low crime rates and a public safety system that would make your overly protective grandparents proud. Recent years have seen violent crime remain below national averages, with local law enforcement initiatives ensuring even the densest urban hubs feel pretty welcoming. And guess what? It's not just about police cars quietly driving around looking for trouble. Minnesota's communities actively foster a culture of looking out for one another, which often starts with a friendly, "How's it going?" and ends with an enthusiastic invitation to the next barbecue. Beyond safety, Minnesota's quality of life indicators continue to rise faster than your blood pressure when you spot a single mosquito. Trust us, there are plenty of those. From top-notch healthcare facilities to an abundance of vibrant cultural festivals, residents don't just feel physically secure, they're also living their best lives in a place that blends suburban calm with big city amenities. The public education system here earns praise for its consistent performance, and a growing economy offers plentiful job opportunities for both new graduates and seasoned professionals. Plus, if you need any more encouragement, remember that Minnesotans are known for their Minnesota nice persona, which might be a fancy way of saying, we like our neighbors, and we keep them safe. So, if you can handle a bit of cold weather, a few enthusiastic hockey fans, and the occasional cheeky seagull dive bomb while enjoying your lakeside picnic, Minnesota may just be calling your name. Don't knock this state off your radar because it's firmly earned its rightful spot at number 10, and it's ready to prove it to any doubters who think winter is the only thing it has to offer. Number 9. Virginia. Sliding into our countdown at number 9, we have the grand old state of Virginia, a place so historically significant that it once birthed more presidents than a political science textbook could handle. But let's not dwell on centuries past. The real reason Virginia lands a spot on our top 10 safest states to live in the U.S. in 2025 is its impressively low crime rates and well-oiled public safety infrastructure. Yes, Virginia may be for lovers, but it's also for anyone who values sleeping soundly at night without triple-checking the door lock. Recent data has shown that violent crime here consistently hovers below the national average, which means you're more likely to experience a friendly wave from neighbors than an unwelcome encounter. Some might say it's the well-trained and community-focused law enforcement that keeps the peace. Others might point to the strong local economies, especially in those suburban neighborhoods bursting with high-tech jobs. Whatever the reason, you won't need a secret agent background to feel safe in Virginia, although having one wouldn't hurt if you want some dramatic flair. It doesn't stop at crime statistics, though. Quality of life indicators have been on an upward trend, which is music to your ears if you're looking for more than just low incident reports. Think top-rated schools, well-maintained roads, scenic drives, and access to quality healthcare that makes catching the common cold almost feel like a minor hiccup. Not to mention a sprinkle of coastal lifestyle with fresh seafood and those Atlantic Ocean breezes to lighten the mood just enough to make you forget the occasional rush hour traffic that tests your patience like a reality TV show test of endurance. So, if you're seeking a state that marries historical gravitas with forward-thinking safety measures, Virginia is definitely one to keep on your radar. After all, you don't make it to number 9 by resting on your colonial laurels. You do it by taking care of your people, one crime-free street at a time. Number 8. Connecticut. Connecticut claims the number 8 spot on our top 10 safest states to live in the U.S. in 2025 countdown. A state so confident in its historical pedigree that it's nicknamed the Constitution State. But let's not whip out the parchment and quills just yet. The modern-day charm of Connecticut extends far beyond a few centuries-old documents. Recent crime statistics show that the Nutmeg State, yes, that's its other quirky nickname, boasts a violent crime rate below the national average, effectively proving it takes the concept of safe harbor quite seriously. Forget the usual sirens blaring at all hours. Here, you're more likely to be disturbed by an overeager ice cream truck passing through your suburban neighborhood on a lazy Sunday afternoon. Public safety infrastructure is also on point. Local law enforcement agencies collaborate closely with community programs to keep the peace, which means that the biggest scandal in many small towns is someone borrowing a lawnmower and forgetting to return it. Combine that level of vigilance with a statewide focus on mental health services, and you get a setup that fosters not only low crime but also a sense of shared responsibility for everyone's well-being. Of course, Connecticut is often overshadowed by its flashy neighbors, looking at you, New York and Massachusetts. But don't let that fool you. The quality of life indicators are consistently solid. Top-notch schools that crank out future business moguls, a well-maintained transportation network, and healthcare facilities that could rival the best in the country. Want to enjoy your weekends kayaking along tranquil rivers, attending farmers markets with artisanal cheese, or perusing museums steeped in Revolutionary War lore? Connecticut has you covered. So, if you're searching for a place that combines small-town charm with the big city perks of a robust public safety system, Connecticut deserves a solid spot on your radar. Landing at number 8, it's living proof that you can be peaceful without being boring. Just don't forget to return that borrowed lawnmower. Number 7. Rhode Island. Nestled cozily between much larger neighbors, Rhode Island proves that size definitely doesn't dictate safety, so it's earned its well-deserved spot at number 7 on our top 10 safest states to live in the U.S. in 2025 countdown. You might need a magnifying glass on the map to spot it, but rest assured, this diminutive wonder packs a surprisingly big punch when it comes to crime prevention. According to recent statistics, the violent crime rate here hovers comfortably below the national average, leaving residents free to focus on far more pressing matters, like choosing between clam cakes and lobster rolls for dinner. Part of Rhode Island's success in keeping crime under wraps comes from its robust public safety infrastructure. With everything so compact, police response times can feel almost instantaneous, allowing communities to sleep soundly at night. Plus, there's an unspoken, "we're all in this together" vibe among locals, largely because they can't go anywhere without running into someone they know. Try pulling off any mischief in a state where everyone's your neighbor. Good luck staying under the radar. But safety isn't the only perk that makes Rhode Island shine. Quality of life indicators have been on a solid upward swing in recent years, thanks to a bustling art scene, scenic coastal communities, and a healthcare system that punches well above its weight class. After all, what's the point of living in one of the safest places if you can't also enjoy a rich day-to-day experience? Here, you can stroll through charming historic districts one minute and find yourself at a picturesque beach the next, all without crossing a border. So, if you think bigger states automatically reign supreme in the security department, Rhode Island might just change your mind. Don't let its tiny stature fool you. This ocean state proves that sometimes the best things really do come in small packages, especially when it comes to keeping residents safe and smart, smiling. Number 6. Idaho. Idaho swoops in at number 6 on our top 10 safest states to live in the U.S. in 2025 countdown. A state often overshadowed by its more showy neighbors but quietly earning praise for its low crime rates and stellar quality of life. The first thing that might come to mind when you hear Idaho is probably potatoes, and yes, they're delicious. But dig a little deeper, and you'll find that Idaho also churns out some impressive crime statistics. In fact, recent data shows a violent crime rate that's lower than the national average, which means you'll feel as serene as a spud nestled in cozy soil. One major factor is Idaho's public safety infrastructure, where local law enforcement seems to operate on an everyone knows everyone basis. That might sound like a small-town cliché, but in this case, it keeps communities tightly knit and aware of who's who, even if you're a new face in town. Thanks to strong community engagement and consistent investment in safety programs, many neighborhoods boast an air of calm that's tough to find in more densely populated states. Don't be fooled into thinking Idaho is all farmland and no fun. Between its breathtaking mountains, pristine rivers, and endless outdoor recreation, the Gem State is basically one giant playground for nature lovers. Add in rapidly improving healthcare and education systems, and you've got a recipe for an enviable quality of life stew. One that might make your city friends jealous when they're stuck battling traffic while you're enjoying a scenic bike ride along the Boise Greenbelt. Sure, winters can be a bit brisk, but it's worth the trade-off if you can live somewhere that gives you peace of mind around the clock. If you're looking for a place with safe streets, friendly neighbors, and endless scenic vistas, Idaho might just be the hidden gem you never knew you were craving. Before we reveal more of these top contenders, I'd like to take a quick moment to ask for your support. If you're enjoying this countdown, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update on all things travel and lifestyle. Your support helps us bring you more in-depth looks at the safest, most fascinating places around the country. Number 5. Massachusetts. Massachusetts nabs the number 5 spot on our top 10 safest states to live in the U.S. in 2025 countdown, and it's not just coasting on its Ivy League reputation or the echoes of revolutionary musket fire. Despite the lively spirit you might encounter in its sports arenas, where everyone seems to be on a first-name basis with each Red Sox player, recent crime statistics reveal a more harmonious reality than you might expect. While urban hubs like Boston can offer up their fair share of big city issues, the overall violent crime rate trends below national averages, creating a sense of security that extends beyond Fenway's Green Monster. What fuels this relative calm? A robust public safety infrastructure that's as meticulously organized as a Harvard syllabus. The local law enforcement agencies here partner with community organizations to form a coordinated network, ensuring that both suburban cul-de-sacs and bustling downtown districts remain well monitored. Think of it like the ultimate group project, except everyone actually does their part, and there's no annoying group mate letting the rest down. But Massachusetts doesn't just score points in safety metrics, it also outperforms most states in quality of life indicators. Home to cutting-edge hospitals, research institutions, and schools that turn out everything from future presidents to Nobel Prize winners, this state knows how to nurture its residents. Even the traffic jams, a local pastime, don't seem so bad when you remember that you drive a short distance to scenic New England coastlines or quaint town squares brimming with historical charm. Yes, the accent might be a tad perplexing, especially if you've never heard car pronounced without the R, but that only adds to Massachusetts's character. Pair that with world-class sports, an ever-growing tech industry, and enough cultural festivals to keep your weekends busy year-round, and you've got a state that proudly stands tall on our list. So, if you're hunting for a place that marries top-tier education, robust public safety, and a dash of New England flair, the Bay State should definitely be on your radar. It's a wicked good choice, as the locals might say. Number 4. Utah. Utah confidently claims the number 4 spot on our top 10 safest states to live in the U.S. in 2025 countdown, and if you're wondering why the Beehive State buzzes with pride, look no further than its impressively low crime rates. Over the past few years, this desert meets mountain paradise has reported violent crime statistics that sit comfortably below national averages, making it the kind of place where you're more likely to fret about packing sunscreen for your next canyon hike than worrying about your personal safety. Credit a good chunk of that to Utah's solid public safety infrastructure. Local law enforcement is as proactive as a scout troop on a mission, keeping communities informed and engaged in all matters that threaten peace and harmony. But let's not forget that life in Utah isn't all about carefully curated crime stats. The quality of life indicators here read like a dream checklist for anyone looking to settle down. Excellent schools, a booming job market, especially in tech, and an outdoor recreation scene that could convert even the most dedicated couch potatoes into aspiring adventurers. Between national parks that look like Mars on a summer day and a winter wonderland of powdery slopes, it's almost as if Mother Nature decided to show off all her geological tricks in one place. When you throw in friendly neighbors, a vibrant cultural scene, and enough mountain vistas to make your social media feed look like an episode of Planet Earth, you start to understand why so many newcomers are swapping their city smog for the crisp Utah air. Still, don't be fooled into thinking Utah is just a giant postcard. There's a strong community spirit and shared commitment to safety that makes every neighborhood feel a bit like a family reunion, only with fewer awkward relatives. In Utah, safety first isn't merely a slogan, it's a way of life, and that's exactly why the Beehive State is cozily perched at number 4 on our countdown of the safest spots in the nation for 2025. Number 3. Vermont. Vermont cozies up to number 3 on our top 10 safest states to live in the U.S. in 2025 countdown, and if you've ever visited, you'll understand why it's so beloved. Beyond the maple syrup and rolling green hills, there's a laid-back vibe that practically radiates community spirit. Recent crime statistics underscore this serenity, showing that violent crime here is consistently below the national average. That's right, in the Green Mountain State, the most intimidating incident you might face could very well be a rogue moose deciding it wants to share your hiking trail. One of Vermont's secret weapons is its solid public safety infrastructure, where local law enforcement tends to work in harmony with the region's famously tight-knit towns. Imagine neighbors who greet each other by first name, trade garden-grown veggies at the local market, and generally look out for one another, even if that means texting a heads-up about a lost dog wandering down the road. That sense of collective responsibility helps keep crime in check, making even the bigger cities feel more like extended neighborhoods than bustling metropolises. But Vermont isn't all about playing defense on the crime front. The state ranks high in quality of life indicators, too. Think strong schools, top-tier healthcare, and enough scenic beauty to leave your camera roll begging for more storage space. Tackle a weekend hike in the summer, indulge in cider donuts in the fall, or hit the slopes in winter. Whatever your seasonal flavor, Vermont dishes it out in spades. The overall pace might be slower than other corners of the country, but that's exactly what many folks find so refreshing. So, if you're seeking a place where you can walk down Main Street without clutching your pepper spray, Vermont might just be calling your name. Landing at number 3 on our list, the Green Mountain State proves you don't have to sacrifice adventure for safety. You can have both, with a side of artisanal cheese to boot. Enjoy. Number 2. New Hampshire. New Hampshire stands tall at number 2 on our top 10 safest states to live in the U.S. in 2025 countdown, proudly flashing its iconic, "Live free or die" motto. But don't let that dramatic slogan scare you. It's more about celebrating independence than flirting with danger. In fact, recent crime statistics show that this snug corner of New England delivers a level of safety most states only dream about. Violent crime rates are consistently among the lowest in the nation, which means you're far more likely to stumble upon a moose crossing sign than an actual crime scene. And trust us, a moose up close can be plenty intimidating without adding any human mischief into the mix. What's the secret sauce behind New Hampshire's secure streets? A well-coordinated public safety infrastructure that feels a bit like a well-rehearsed community theater troupe. Everyone knows their lines, hits their cues, and looks out for each other in every act. Local law enforcement collaborates closely with neighborhood watch groups, not just handing out safety tips but also fostering a sense of camaraderie that turns even strangers into willing teammates. Add in some advanced technology, quick response times, and a general sense of Yankee self-reliance, and you get a state that keeps its crime rates impressively low. But safety alone wouldn't land New Hampshire at number 2 if it didn't also excel in quality of life indicators. From top-rated schools to an economy that remains robust in both rural and urban areas, the Granite State offers more than just postcard-worthy foliage. Healthcare access is commendable, job opportunities span various sectors, And let's not forget the endless outdoor adventures, from crisp winter slopes to tranquil summer lakes, that make weekend plans practically plan themselves. Sure, the winters can test your mettle and your snow shoveling skills, but most locals wear that challenge like a badge of honor. All in all, New Hampshire's blend of low crime, strong community spirit, and naturally gorgeous landscapes make it a near-perfect haven for those seeking both security and the joys of the great outdoors. If you've ever dreamed of a place where live free actually feels tangible and die remains firmly on the back burner, New Hampshire might just be your ticket to a safer, happier life. Number 1. Maine. Maine claims the number 1 spot on our top 10 safest states to live in the U.S. in 2025 countdown. And let's just say it's not all about the lobster rolls, though that's definitely a perk. Year after year, this northeastern gem has boasted some of the lowest violent crime rates nationwide, as if the residents collectively decided, we'd rather knit sweaters and enjoy a shoreline sunset than commit crimes. It's this laid-back, community-driven atmosphere that helps keep incidents minimal and personal freedoms intact. After all, when your biggest stress is whether your favorite seafood shack still has clams by closing time, life tends to stay pretty low-key. Public safety in Maine operates like a finely tuned lobster trap. It catches problems before they become a big deal. Local law enforcement works hand in glove with community leaders, ensuring that citizens feel safe enough to leave their front doors unlocked. Though you might still want to lock up if your neighbor's cat is known for sneaking in for second breakfast. The tight communities in Maine aren't just for show. Folks here genuinely enjoy collaborating to keep their towns and neighborhoods secure. That spirit extends to emergency response services, which, thanks to smaller populations, are able to remain quick on their feet, like an expert fisherman darting across the dock at dawn. Quality of life indicators only add fuel to Maine's claim to the safety crown. Picture affordable housing in storybook coastal villages, access to healthcare that never feels like a wild goose chase, and enough natural beauty to make your social media feed look like an LL Bean catalog. Education is strong, the job market is diversifying, and let's not forget the dreamy coastline that draws summer visitors from all over without making full-time residents feel overcrowded. So, there you have it. Maine stands tall and quietly proud as the safest state in the nation. If you've been following our countdown from start to finish, give yourself a pat on the back for making it this far. Thanks for tuning in, and we hope our list leaves you feeling inspired, informed, and maybe a little bit hungry for lobster. Until next time, stay safe wherever you may roam.